Can start now. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to the very first episode of Orlando Pirates Forum. It's been coming, guys. It's been coming. I've got two gentlemen. Ayabulela Mlambo. There's also Mawande Barnes on Twitter. Is it Barnes Mawande, right?
It's at Mawande Barnes.
At Mawande Barnes. Yeah. At Mdange_Kachio. I don't know about this guy. Maybe it's on Instagram or Facebook, but his name is Ayabulela Mlambo. Gentlemen, as you know, Gucci Bafetu, Siziglenda by COVID. Chenjo in any normal year, we're supposed to see the upper league ngoku, sizawulungisela pre-season part. Second season, so for next season 2019-20, according to the sports minister, we are coming back. But Tina started about this season from going to Micho Rulani taking over. Guys, we are where we are. I think we're number 5 on the log, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we are 5th.
Number 5, but why are we there, guys? This is near to Mankale.
Now, how I would put it is that Pirates started slow again, which was what happened last season.
And the season before that.
So we are slow starters, and it's becoming a problem for Tina because we are picking up second round games. I'm not going to lie, the departure of Micho right before an important semi-final also disrupted the club. And then all of a sudden, Rulani Mokoena had to come in unexpectedly.
Yes.
So that also hampered the club in its way. But Pirates started slow again, as I'm saying, as they did last season and the season before that. We need to start better. And as a result, us being 5th now, it's a fail for a club like Pirates. We should be in and about within the championship.
And especially during this time of the season, because there's only about 6 or 7 games left, and we are still 5th, and no point doesn't be behind the Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah, for me, I think we lost it. We lost it with the start, and we lost the league challenge when we lost to Kaiser Chiefs. I think we are out on my side. I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, I think Sipumi, like we challenge a league. We must just look at finishing Kakuhle and come back next season and start well.
Wow. Yes, we are where we are from again during this time, as well as we are supposed to go to Silungsela season we will be champions. I don't know, but I still believe Umicho if will be somewhere in the by now if Umicho but Umicho, in other words, like as the supporters would normally say, Umicho betrayed us.
And when I'm done, like as much as we can, like we'll try and run away from the fact that it departed Micho didn't sit us well, and it disrupted like the way we started the season. So that is well documented, and there's no two ways about it. And you look at it this way. And the players that we have, I do not think that we've got players. I don't think we've got fighters. I don't think we've got players that can really handle the.
Yes.
Look, Orlando Pirates players are talented. Take that nothing away from them. I don't think there's a team in PS that has got talented players as Orlando Pirates is. But now the mental capacity, I think we're lacking there. I think we're lacking there. And look, the dangerous thing with such players is that if they start the season well, there's nothing we can do about them. There is nothing we can do about them. But then if one thing disrupts them, it always gets difficult to like to catch up. Same like the same thing that's happening with Man City. The same thing that happened with the game they lost to Liverpool when they remember in that game they lost 1-0. They missed the penalty, Mares penalty, and I think there was also another disallowed goal or something. There's some problem with Aguero. They never recovered from it. They say like the same with Pirates. That's the problem with expensive teams. There are teams that cannot that can afford to have a bad game, but they'll still winning the game. That unfortunately with expensive teams that doesn't happen.
I asked Ben Glondo because as much as nohlala up and blame ukuthi uMicho washiya, Rulani had to take over. Rulani had no plans ukuthi uzawuqhuba the season on his own. Yeah. So we can't blame Rulani. We can't blame Micho. We have, I mean, players of Dallas Premier League. We've got your Undengane, even though it's season like your Paris, full season like Paris. We've got our captain Happy Jell. We've got Abo Nyauza. We've got Abo Ben Motswari. Ben Motswari won the league with the Patriots first, right? Yeah. He won the Cups. But do you think though, Uguti, as a players, this mentioned, they stood up after Micho Mgile? Because as much as nothing, we were hurt, but there was nothing Dr. Avin Kos was going to do because he doesn't coach the team. There was nothing Floyd Mbele was going to do. He doesn't coach the team.
For me, those players are too soft.
Those players, did they stand up?
No.
They never stood up.
No.
For me, I think I have to side with Ayaz and you in terms of this. Pirates lacks characters.
There's no leadership space.
Aina spine. Spine Pirates is weak. For me, spine goes out. Tata goalkeeper, utata central defender, E1. You look at the destroyer and then you look at the forward player. Perhaps his scoring set will have improved in terms of how much goals were fakad.
Yeah. For the
From
first
how
time,
we were in 2010, 2006, we have improved. But centrally, Tina, we are weak and we don't have an authoritative goalkeeper. Sunderland has tried, but for a person of his age and experience, I feel that he could communicate more with the team. It's the same as with the central defensive pairing that we have. It's like when we played Kaiser Chiefs, for instance, the 3-2 and the Telkom Cup,
2-2, yeah.
we were being bullied by Nekovic, we were being bullied by Ucosta. So I feel a lot of people haven't taken up in mental to be leadership. Unyawuza has been there for so long now. But I cannot see the leadership aspect as an eye. I'm not a training, but I'm basically speaking about what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Happy Jelle, captain, and has been at Pirates for a long time. But even he can't do it alone. I think in terms of Makubeku leadership, he's the one who's showing leadership because he's been there for a long time. But even he can't do it alone. Centrally, some games we need a hard man, and the Pirates has got all of these ball players. That's where we are being bullied. We need people with the personalities to take a responsibility. Yeah. So, for me, to add on,
look at the Pirates this way. About the spine.
Yeah.
The best defender Pirates has got, it's a left back, Mayela. The best midfielders Orlando Pirates has got, probably Pule, Tembigos Lodge, or this other guy, Umemela.
Yeah.
They're not playing centrally. You understand? So look at it differentiate. One might say Happy Taylor, they had a decent season this season, but who else? No one. In midfield, who has been consistent? Maybe Makaringe, but do you think is he's not? I'm saying the best midfielder, like the best central midfielder that we had this season, is no way near the top midfielders in South Africa.
Yeah.
So Passport has got Omule. Makaringe is nowhere nowhere there. You've got Omunari, you've got Andile Chaliz, you've got it's no way. It's no way near near those players.
I just need a yes or a no. Do you think if failure yethu whatever into yenzikileyo ukuthi singakwazi ukuthi sibuyisele Andile Chaliz back at Orlando Pirates ukuthi isibethile kule season? Do you think we will be somewhere in the way better if we had Andile Chaliz this season?
For me, I think we had one set in this conversation. Last season, we had the chance to sign Kamit Erasmus. I think 2 seasons back, came with Erasmus, Kama Billiard, and in this other Kagani later.
Yeah.
But Rulani came up and he told us that the reason they didn't sign those players, they chose like a dressing room, harmony in the dressing room, than to have those big players coming. And I'm telling you today, had we signed those players, we would have won the league last season.
For me, it's a yes or no question that you asked. Yes. if Andile Jali plays for Pirates, then we finish at a higher position than we are. We are at a higher position than we are now. Solely because he's what we're missing. He's a character. Solely because he's something we're missing. He's a fighter.
Yeah.
We are getting bullied by teams, like I said. Even in defense, now this is a problem that's been happening for close to a decade now. How many times have we been conceding goals through set pieces, for instance? The communication around the whole of Orlando Pirates.
1-0 is never a safe scoreline.
We were not even safe for 2-0 because I remember last season he came down, City came back from 2-0, and not because they equalized the first half, they equalized the second half.
There were 15 minutes left.
Exactly, they equalized, and that's why I'm saying, even for La Fortuna, if we are losing by 2-0, we cannot say we are done and out. We can still come back. Yes, team, if we see about 2-0, we can't say we are done.
Here's the thing, Mtange. If Pirates starts the game well, you're gonna get hammered. But close games, difficult games, we know where to be found. Ask yourself that question. We don't have players with the unlegend type of players.
Yeah.
You know, we really need those players.
And the last time we had such players was during the era yabo Roy Mahamud,
we had a lot.
or Siabunga Sangweni. Yeah, the guys is like
recruiters, your Penny McCarthy's,
exactly.
Your Plates, your Andy Lejalis,
no,
exactly. The whole team, the whole team.
But now, guys, you don't get to do the players and the character. As now, those players and the character sifunayo.
We do not have a lot of.
Do you think our management though? Do you think our management, Central, playing out, do you think they did enough to spend as players?
For me,
it's a no, guys.
For me, we bought a lot, but no. For me, we're supposed to get Utulani Tlatwayo last season or the season before that already. Yeah. That is a character, that is a captain, that is a person who talks around the football pitch. We can see what he does. So, just for that, no, we didn't. We sort of again went to look for these silky players. It's like for me, management, the Pirates, very strong about who are these players who are most talked about, and then let's go and get those players without looking at what do we have now.
Yes.
And do they fit the bill? Where could we fix from then? We went to buy 9 players last season. How many players are we going to buy this season again?
So far we are linked with 4. And you must remember with the season, we're still going to have players like Abo Brian Trong are coming back. He's already in the team. Exactly. We've got the players maybe that are loaned out. I heard rumors that he might be at Celtic again next season, but you're not sure. You know the Pirates, you never sure. But I'm very happy against Zga possibly angeza, but it might announce it, it announce it. No one has announced, but
they will never announce that, you know. Only this is Pirates, you know how they do things.
Yeah, it's more than
Pirates is Pirates, man. They've got their unique way of doing things, and that's what defines Pirates. But then you look at it this way. Like if Pirates do their business outside football now, this in a totally different way from other teams. We need players who don't have to who will match such a brand.
Sure.
Pirates are not followers. You know, they always lead the ways. You know, so you need players with that mentality. You understand? You need, look. Talking about the Pirates fans, everyone knows that we were hard to please and whatnot, but you do something small,
that is good.
We appreciate it
exactly.
Which is why in most cases, no one defends their players than Pirates. But don't make no mistake. Don't turn against them. Look at it. Look, for me, like the signings that you guys spoke about, the well documented signings. Last season we signed about 12 or what?
Yeah.
How many played?
12 for 9.
How many played?
I think it was Maybe
How many played?
Maybe a third of that. Maybe 3 or 4 out of the 9.
I would say Mango is the only one who outshone all of them.
Here's the question. Do you remember who was signed last season? Not like the season before last season.
I can't.
Thank you.
I can't.
Thank you. Because they never made an impact.
Yes.
That's, you know.
The only player I can say made an impact was Upule.
Yeah.
Which was signed last season. But who else?
Yeah. No.
Looking Dange, with coming back to your question, these well-documented rumors that we have with Tyson, we have Uhoto, we have I think the goalkeeper also, Peterson. For me, the Tyson one is the big one.
Yeah.
Not for his talent, not for his display, just for what I'm looking for. The character to lead the club.
Exactly.
For me, it's important that I hope we have signed him. And as for Horto, for instance, he had good displays against us. And generally, I think he's had a good season.
Yeah.
And he has an engine about him. So a little bit of competition will not hurt. What I'm not sure about, though, is the goalkeeping department. I feel we have to break tooth and nail to go and get the Maritzburg United goalkeeper if we're thinking of challenging for the league championship next season. That's my 2 cents on it.
Yes, guys. I just hope, Uguti, yes, as supporters, we always have our own dreams. We always want a player A as a teammate. We always want a player B as a teammate based on the talent abanayo and the good teams have. But I still feel Uguti, our management, they need to take responsibility of what has been going on at the team. Obviously, they will because they are in charge.
Yeah.
Like I said, the last time we had these characters, we had about Sangweni, we had about Roy Mahamud, but it's been how many years now, guys?
Can I remind you about something when I shame? There was a story that I once heard, something that happened behind the scenes in the dressing room. I think there was still a player called Okonko.
Yes.
Big character, big player.
Big player, yeah.
He had the guy had Champions League medal. And he was sitting on the bench because Andre Charlie and Opamanisa were unmeasured at that time. I remember they said that he went to confront the coach in the dressing room, and he actually nearly manhandled the coach. But Sia Sangweni stood up.
Yeah.
He went there and he grabbed him. He pushed him against the wall and told him, "Look, this is how we do things. Do you see anyone in Paris doing that thing to anyone there?" If let's say Lodge is doing his own things. Do you see anyone confronting Lodge, telling him, "Look, this is a team, we need you, like everybody, we need like we need everybody else." Yeah. That's the difference.
Yes, guys.
At Pirates, where talent alone is not enough. I'm sorry, talent alone is not enough at Pirates.
If I am in a consistency.
And the mental fortitude to play for Pirates is needed among our players. That's what they don't understand. Just a bulk of South African players, just a bulk of them, even outside the football club, the mental fortitude to play for such a big team is not the mental fortitude you would use to play for a so-called small team, with due respect to those teams. So that's why we need players with such characteristic players. We see that this one can fit the bill. Abantu with Pirates, Dala, or even just now recently with these ones that you're talking about, or Sangwin, you could see that they're tough men. Yeah. And it's not gonna be easy.
They're talented
in the field
too.
With them. And talented. So we're not gonna get bullied. The thing is, we get bullied now. We're not winning the ugly games because we do not have these players. Yeah. And management has to take fault for that.
They have to. I mean, we were bullied by those farmers from Zambia, Green Eagles. We were bullied by those guys. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, we had no business losing to Green Eagles. I know. Exactly. I understand we just lost to Micho, but I think our players, they also needed to take responsibility, guys. Guys, Micho is gone. He's not coming back. We need to step up. Of course, we're not going to do all of that alone. Yes, Nayo was given a chance and it didn't work out, but as our characters, as our leaders, we didn't have.
Exactly my sentiments, Mtangi. Like what you're just saying now, you're reiterating my words. I said, yes, Micho disrupted us, but then even the players should have taken responsibility.
Yes,
the
spine.
I know they did.
Yeah,
it's spineless. We were leading the season before. We lost the league on. Did we lose the league by 2 points to Sundowns last season?
Last season, 2 points. Yes.
Yeah,
they
we lost.
and then
Forget them. Sorry to cut you. Forget the game that we drew with Cape Town City here in Cape Town.
Yeah.
No, we were leading 2-0 in Orlando, 75 minutes.
Exactly.
And we drew 2-2. We lost 2 points. Those 2 points, they win us the league. The job that lost Rulani his job, we are leading 2-0 against Ibarok.
Yes, we allowed them back.
I go out and then I come back, it's 2-2. So, where is the mental capacity of the players? What do they have to say about themselves when such situations happen?
Yes,
and such things are the reason Arsenal are in the position they are.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I still believe, guys, Rulani Mokoena would have survived the Orlando Pirates if we had those players.
Thank you.
Because you could see Rulani, what he was trying to do with other players. We could see get formation as we always had more of the ball, we always had more chances created, even though we were not scoring. But you could see Rulani was cooking something, even though we were already pre-season because he was with the team pre-season. So he had no excuse. But he wasn't the head coach, guys. But if we had those players or characters, I still feel like this was his first, job as the head coach.
I feel very sorry for him. First, number one, he was thrown at the deep end. No one expected him to to be the head coach at the time that he had to be. And secondly, I think he lost or throw his first or second game. So once you start on a back foot, you're always under pressure.
Sure.
Which is always the case with Orlando Pirates. And once that happens, and you still knew everything that you do, every breath that you take, you sink into that pressure. So it was always going to be difficult. And people are praising this other guy that got the team after
Zinnbauer.
Yeah. Look, Chief, you come to Pirates, and Pirates is in the situation that you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care which coach you are. I'm taking nothing away from that from Zimbabwe. But you couldn't do worse. You couldn't do worse. Like I'm gonna make another example. I watch too much EPL. Jose Mourinho is coaching United. He gets fired after losing how many games. You get the next guy who could lose. Who could do? Who even
you can't do any worse.
You couldn't do any worse than what Jose did. So obviously, it's it was always gonna be one advantage for him. For Zimbabwe. So at least from where you started from and from where Rulani started from, the battlegrounds are not level.
For me, sorry to cut you there, Shane. For me, I sort of am gonna agree with you guys, but also look to blame Rulani as I would blame any other coach.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, he's also been part of the management for some time, for 2+ years, I think, and
part of the technical team.
He's part of the technical team. He's part of the players that were signed there. I don't know what happens behind the walls as to who signs players for Paris to the coaches, have a say, but he is part of those. So if he didn't have these people that we are saying are characters, surely he also didn't rate them. He also didn't rate them, and as a result, we're not doing well because he's also part of the problem. But I'm not saying that he should have been released. I don't think he should have been. I think he should have been given the whole season to continue and then to start over and form his own team. I believe we needed a bit of patience with him. With Zinnbauer coming in, I feel that he has steadied the ship defensively.
Yeah, I was coming.
We have been letting in less goals, and that could be because we have altered our style of play slightly, because we are still possessing a passing game and we are still dominating teams, if I can say so. But we are not pushing the ball around as we did with Rulani. And I can only judge on what I see. Yeah. The coach has come in, and yes, Ayaz, you are right. He couldn't do any worse than where we were. Yeah. But he has come in, and we have gotten the results. Yeah. I have though started to see some hints of where he might be lacking. In the derby, I was not really happy with his management. But the derby is only one game, so I cannot really fault him. He hasn't lost a lot of games. He's won a lot of games. Yeah. So he was the reason that we're back in the title challenge.
Sure.
Anyway.
Sure.
So it's gonna be hard for me to argue against him. He has done very well for me. Yeah. And Rulani was unlucky to be part of the process where we're not doing so well.
Yes, and then sorry to add to what Mwanda is saying. One other thing that Zinnbauer did, he brought back all our best players on paper. And now once you have all your best players and they start picking up form, obviously the results will be better. Yes. For me, Rulani was very childish and he tried to implement so many things at a stage whereby that was not necessary. Looking at the position we were and what was going on around the team at that particular point in time.
Yeah. And talking about Uguti Rulani was unlucky. I remember there was a tweet out by a big Sundowns fan who's Como, where he said after we beat Sundowns 1-0, and there was that ball I can't with Serino where he measured from one goal to any.
If it's him, it goes in.
Yes, what he has. When I kick because imagine if they go Rulani, I'm sure that when better to send the apart him nothing. There was a ball first half got tackle more and way something that's made the save. Yes,
it's football is like that. It has to go with luck. And I felt for him a lot of things were not going for him. I was a bit skeptical when he took over because I thought he wasn't ready yet. But I thought that since when I watched the two derbies that we should have won, by the way, I could see that there's a fire in this boy. There's a fire in this man. Sorry to call him a boy. There's a fire in this man who is our coach. But things didn't go for him, unfortunately, and things have gone for Zinnbauer. That's football. That's how it is. Micho, things didn't go well for Micho in 2007, and he came back and did better things for us. So it's not the end of the road for him.
Now, guys, we are chasing it. We've already spoken about this season so far. Now we've got about 6 or 7 games. We are number 5, Quilog, and honestly speaking, league title we are out. We can only chase now a Champions League spot, but Sundowns, they will chase the Champions League spot more than Tina because they are the only team already. We are African excess, but you can chase a Confederations Cup spot. Now, guys, we have 7 games remaining. What do we do, Ngoku?
Firstly, I'm not looking at the squad and the team we have right now, and the things that are going, the things that were going. I think we're still trying to build a team. Yes, Orlando Pirates was formed in 1977, but we're still building in 2020. It's bad, man. Looking at that, sometimes we've got to be honest with ourselves, Chef. I don't think we're ready for Africa. That's that's my take. So if we get second spot to go to Africa, then fine. But then for me, I think we need to conquer South Africa first, and we need to have a team that's ready to play in Africa. You don't win Champions League with Telco Lodges. You don't win Champions League with with your police. You win Champions League with the kind of type of players. You understand? I
do get you though. I do get you though. Lodge can't do it alone. Ukule can't do it alone, even though Lukekane is not doing it alone. But as you I know we are going back to
character now.
Yeah,
we're talking talent.
Exactly. We are going back to Landa character. Now as well, we are not ready for a Champions League or a Confederations Cup next season. Now we've got about 7 games and we have a chance to pick up the Confederations Cup next season. So if we go there, don't you think maybe, let's say we sign with Tyson, let's say we sign with Hort, let's say we sign with Brendan Peterson, let's say we sign with Santi, how about we are linked with, we are going there. Do you think if we have those players though, leading to next season, or do you feel they need to have a good season in Paris before going there?
In Paris, anything is possible, that's the thing. And my comment was based on the squad currently. Yeah, I understand.
I look at you.
But with Pirates, I'm saying with Pirates next season we can have a squad capable of of competing in the Club World Cup. I'm not checking up for the Champions League. That's Pirates for you. Yeah. That's Pirates for you. Yeah. They can take that. They can turn that whole team around. They can have the players that the players that we're talking about. Sure. That's Pirates for you.
Yeah. For me, with 7 games remaining, you play to win every game. That's how this team was built. That's why this team is big. You go into every game thinking you're gonna win it. Obviously, I don't think we're gonna win the league. But let's try and finish as high as possible as we can. Yeah. If we get to play in the Confederations Cup, then so be it. Yeah. If not, then slightly it helps us because it removes that burden of having to play in Africa while we're challenging for the league. Yeah. So the coach will most probably stay on. Yeah. So he should finish now and then plan because he already knows the players. And then he's going to be given other players. I hope he's not given 9 players to work with. He doesn't know.
Yes, I was going there. I just hope he has the different situation and the phone like he sees sugar coat. I always say I hope our management will not sabotage Zinnbauer by bringing him players as
because Zinnbauer is not signing.
I don't want to say I don't want our management to sign too many. I want to say they must not sabotage Zinnbauer by bringing so many players in Paris.
Yes, the thing. With Pirates and their fans, you go to Africa. Pirates has got credentials in Africa. Exactly, you understand. You go into Africa with a squad that's not ready. They lose in the preliminary rounds. What happens to the squad? Yeah. That's my fear. Hence my point that it would be I would be very happy if we go back to Africa with a squad that's ready for Africa, because if they lose there, I'm telling you, we'll be on their back the whole season. You understand? You don't want you don't want to have a squad. You don't want to have a season whereby you've got a squad at the back foot from the word go. That's the thing, because the Pirates. One trophy, we lose like an MTN 8, then the pressure is on them already. You know, you don't want the Champions League, the Champions League or Confederations Cup there.
Do you think as a squad, as now, we finally Confederations Cup in 2015? Do you think we had a better team in 2015 than we have now?
That wasn't a good team.
That wasn't a good team.
This is a better team than that team.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
That team
had characters.
That team had Mahamud.
That team had Sangweni.
That team had Sangweni.
Then also had, even though Isasa wasn't giving us what we wanted.
That team didn't have to play well to win a game.
Exactly. That's why that team had Isasa, and even though he was not a favorite of mine and of many, but in Africa it was very essential.
That team didn't have to play well to win a game. They would perfect
and that team at Kabuza who is very good in Africa.
Remember the one game we played against Vets. They defended the whole game. They scored 1 goal. That's it. That was at that team. Now this play, we see that happening with this team.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Let's conclude it now. Let's talk about signings that we are linked. Before we even talk about those signings, who do you think should make way for us next season?
For me, I just want to come in. I'd like to apologize to the players, but this is my opinion. For me, I think there are a lot of people who should have been taking leadership roles by now, and they haven't. I'm going to start from the goalkeeping department. I think when we do sign a keeper, we should officially let go of Siyasangwe, of Siyambonjani. And then I think we should keep Sunderland's because he's the best of the goalkeepers that we have now. But I think we should let go of Mbonjani. I also think it's probably time for Undengane, for his short spell at the team to end. I don't think he has adjusted and covered himself in glory during these stints. I see as the passion when he's in the bench, he's in there, but it's not happening for him at the football club. So I think we should let him go. A slight. I'm also not liking his displays and his leadership skills. I genuinely think it's also time to let him go. We also have a decision to make on the 4 left backs that we have, which is very unnecessary. I'm not going to say which ones we should release because I have not seen enough of them all, except Umayela. I've seen Umako, sometimes he's in, sometimes he's out, which is, and Umayela, sometimes he's the best of the lot that we have, but he gets too relaxed because I think he thinks in the way squatting the same corner.
Secure.
So sometimes he's just offish, and I don't understand. But he's the best of the lot that we have, and
I also think Maela is better off at left centre back than he is at left back right now.
It could be because he's good at.
I think he's
good at heading. Midfield. Olamlam. I think his career has the same problem. At Chipa, he came in, and I was raving about him, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't see, just drifted off the surface. At Wits, he was part of the team that won the league and the MTN 8.
Do you see how he dominated Sundowns at that MTN 8?
And then he's got this sense of just drifting apart. And even now, I don't know if he was injured or what, but we've just started to forget about him.
It's a question of character again.
It's a question of character. So I think we should move him also because we signed Undlovu, we signed Makaringa last season. Obviously, these two will not be sold because they were bought last season. There's just a lot. And when I come to Ushonga and all of the things he's been involved in the news,
there's a big decision that we need to make on Ushonga, because a part of me remembers La Shonga in 2017, La Shonga in 2018. I still remember that Shonga, despite everything that has been said about now in the media. I mean, it's got nothing to do with us, but at the end of the day, we can't run away from the fact that it's affecting football, whatever is happening outside. But La Shonga Smazio on the field, I still feel Orlando Pirates needs that Shonga, but that Shonga wants to be here.
Exactly.
Is he willing to work hard and be that Shonga, or even be better than La Shonga Smazio?
Exactly. The thing is, with me, I'm a biggest critic, Chief. I'm a biggest critic, more especially for something that I love. I like Shonga a lot as a player, but now you don't know which Shonga you will have today. If Shonga is not starting the lap, he's coming off the bench. You don't know which Shonga you will have on the pitch. I think it's time to let him go.
Also, another thing is,
as good as he is,
we have to think about Lodge, because at some point his mind didn't seem like it was there,
especially at the beginning of the season.
But we only sell him. My thing is, if he's going, we sell him overseas. If not, he stays here. That's my thing. Because at some point I think his head was just, this season it wasn't, because you would find him at a tight angle maybe 4 times in the game, and he's trying to shoot for goal from that particular angle.
Because there was no one else taking responsibility.
You like him. You just like him.
That that's how it is, because there was no one else taking responsibility.
Now, guys,
Look, like everybody knows now. If Schloss doesn't play well, he too knows that. If he doesn't play well, the team won't play well. If it doesn't make a forward pass, the team won't go forward. He knows that. Now I'll cut the boy some slack, Chief.
Yeah, okay. Now we are done. We are done now, guys. We are linked with 4, if not 5, of the most important players. And they're coming from the former champions, the Pietersveld. We've got Captain Okala, the Pietersveld, Utulani Hlatshwayo. You are linked with him. There are talks that is already signed. We are linked to Hoto. There's also talks that is already signed. There's also Brendan Peterson, there's Usiso Hlanti, there's Utabang Munara, even though Eka Munara, Hlanti and Peterson is not clear, but SSC2, apparently they've signed, I'm not sure. But if we are getting Hoto, Tyson, Hlanti, Munara, Brendan Peterson, surely we do need 2 or 3 of those players, but there's these 2 guys, and we go show if we do. Really
for me, take Tyson, take Hoto, and to an extent, because I think it's harder than Omotswari in that middle of the park, take Munara.
And it's more flexible.
The others, for me, just don't take them.
You look, from Nawara, I think you can ask us a question about which players do you think, in order for you to bring players, you need to release other players.
Yeah.
He asked us which players, which positions do we think will need reinforcements. For me, we need 4 defenders, left back, right back, 2 centre backs. That's for me, because I honestly do. And then you look at the left backs. Who's the better left back than Hlanti that we can get? Supersport is good. Supersport is playing with Basera. It's old now. Chiefs don't have a good center like left back. Sundowns, we cannot get that. For me, I will sign Hlanti, and I will release Marco. I would let it very good player. Very good player. But then I don't see him being a regular left back at Pirates. Like if he comes back to Pirates and then he becomes a regular, it will probably
And then what about Sam?
Yeah, you release the boy. They're not gonna use it anyway. You know that.
No. Don't release
No. Look, Sam. For me, Sam is a long. Like they're not gonna use him now. He's probably gonna start playing in for Pirates in 3 or 4 seasons from now. We need something now. For me, I stand with Hlanti. Not I don't like him.
But we have to be honest, guys.
But it's the best left back. It's probably the only guy that can push Umayela at left back. I stand on based on that.
Are you saying Hlanti is the best left back in the country?
No. I said.
Okay.
I said Hlanti is the only left back that can push Umayela for a starting position in the country.
What are our chances of getting a postman, Aubrey Modiba? Or do you think Sundowns will beat us?
There's zero.
I think so. I think if he has to join a club, I think Sundowns will
suit him best.
Will snatch him.
No, it's either he stays.
I think
sport or it's Pirates.
I think Sundowns will snatch him unless the Colonel does.
What the Colonel does.
Unless he calls with the 082 number, I think.
Yes,
I think
there's no 082 number.
Yeah, I think it's gonna stay. I think it's gonna stay at Supersport or Sundowns.
Yeah,
but would I like him?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Look. No, obviously, you should be the favorite. But you have to be realistic.
Yes.
Who's on the market? You understand? Hence I said I sign Hlanti.
Guys, I think that this will be it for Namhlanje. Guys, thank you very much for watching. You can subscribe on YouTube, Orlando Pirates. We're Pirates Forum on YouTube, right?
Pirates
Forum. We're also on Twitter at Pirates Forum. On Facebook, Orlando Pirates Forum. Also on Instagram, it's Orlando Pirates Forum. On Instagram, we have about how many? 40-something thousand followers on Instagram.
40,000, and then it's closer to 200,000 on
On Facebook, yes. On Twitter, we have about 70-something thousand, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Twitter is close to
100,000. Yeah.
So it's growing. So keep on supporting us. We're just here to give our views as a supporter. It's uncensored. You just say what you think about the team, about the players, because it's an institution that we love.
Yes.
The Pirates. So that's why we thought we could have these discussions.
Yeah.
They are not limited only to us. Anyone who wants to join in on the discussion is welcome.
Yeah. Otherwise, we apologize, guys. We're in the house. It's raining in Cape Town. We're in Cape Town, by the way. Next time, surely we'll be doing it maybe closer to a stadium. We'll be also coming to a stadium maybe when it's derby or when we're playing Green Sundowns or any other team that will feel like we need to attend. It's still going to grow, guys, but we won't grow alone. We are all dependent on you. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. I am Bulela Mlambo. Thank you, guys. Mawade Bands.
Social distancing.
Thanks to social distancing. Thank you.